It is Spin Out with Subway, a fresh approach. Now it is time to get your dreams interpreted from Michael Sheridan of Ashleen Dream Interpretation, all the way in Seattle in the US. Michael, thank you so much for getting up so early again for us.
You're welcome.
So if anyone does have any dreams, first off, you can send them into 087 7102 103. I'm going to start off with the first one, Michael, that we got in. This one comes in from Siobhan. She says, my parents recently split up. The other night I had a dream that my mother was going to Australia with my father for 6 weeks. I was so upset and I was crying the whole way through the dream. Am I being a little bit too overprotective of her?
No, it's absolutely normal. You know you're going to have a reaction to certain events in your life, and a divorce of parents is one, regardless of your age. You know, you could say as a child you might expect that you'd have more of a reaction, but we still have it. We grieve the loss of that relationship, and we still wanted to get back together, assuming you've no issues with either parents. But them heading off together to Australia is like, so you really, this is an interactive one. You'd have to ask, is the big issue for you going to be that either parent, that you're not going to be able to be in touch with them because Australia is so far away? But the 6 is good. 6 weeks says, look, this is 6 as a number in a dream, says this is a good thing on the path. So I wouldn't be certain that they would stay separated in this relation, in this case.
All right. I have another one here. I dream a lot that I'm unaware I'm pregnant. I go into labour and I'm shouting for help, but I end up delivering beautiful babies. They even have names. I can see every little expression on their faces and it feels amazing at the time. But the problem is that I wake up half pining for them. I have 5 kids of my own in reality, aging from 3 to 14, so I won't be having any more. Do you have any idea what this might mean?
Yeah, being pregnant in a dream is really good. It means that there's a new aspect of you developing and ready to be born. So something the dreamer's going to do in their life is going to be different, but different in a they're going to add something to their lives. And it's usually something in the spiritual field, or something, not everything that we consider spiritual. Like people always think of readings and mediumship and stuff like that, but there's a lot of things that are spiritual, like counselling and teaching and working with kids and many, many things. But spirituality is really about expressing who you are at your core, something that's really part of your soul. So if there's something that is for her would be in at that deep level, that is looking for expression, but it's something that she would really welcome in her life. So they're one of the best dreams you can have, really nice dreams.
Okay, Sarah says, in my dreams I always seem to be running. It is a recurring dream I have, but I never know what I am running from. All I know is that I wake up frightened and breathing very heavily. I'd love to know what this means.
It's a very common dream. So most of the issues we have, just by necessity, are issues in the past, and they're usually issues that happen to us in childhood. And so the incidents themselves that we're running from, because that's what, when we're running away from something, it's behind us, so it's pointing to something in the past that happened. It's not necessarily a really negative event that happened, but it's something that we need to face, but we don't want to face. And that's what the fear comes from in the dream. It's like, I'd rather not put in the work, I'd rather not really look at this because it was ugly at the time and I don't want to do it, or just because it's going to be hard to work on it. But that's what it is. So that's really the start one of a whole set of dreams. So the first part is that you know that there's something that you need to turn around and face, because eventually you'll realize, I can't run away from this forever, I've got to do something about it. And then you realize what it is, you realize what the gender of the person is. It's either a man or a woman, and that will tell you whether it's mother or father. And like I said, these are normal issues that most of us have gone through. I'm not talking about anything really serious. And so you'll eventually deal with it, and you'll become a stronger person from having dealt with the issues that either one of your parents raised. And this is a big thing. Life is meant to be this way. We pick up dysfunctions in childhood. We have no ability to rationalize in childhood, so we take things in as they come to us, and we believe what we're told. And, so if somebody says, say something simple, say one of your parents always says, you're always going to be fat because you have a little bit of weight on as a child. That gets stuck in and laid down as a groove, and then that's something you have to deal with later on in adult life. But by dealing with it and eliminating the issues that it brings up, you become a much, much stronger person, and you're always happier at the other side of it. Like, it's one of those things, you're glad you went through it because of how strong you are now and how much better of a person it made you now, but you wouldn't wish it on anyone else at the same time.
I recently was in a very bad car accident. I dream of it every single night since then. Is there any way I can get away from this?
It's just part of the process again. We deal with things that we fear. So meditating on it would be one way to help stop the dreams. Knowing that it's just because you were in the accident and it's something that you're going to be afraid of, going forward in life for some time. And it'll just crop up from time to time, not in it's going to alarm me way, but when you see it in your dreams, it's really to help you live it in a safe way and get it out of your system. So that's the whole purpose of the dream, is to help you face your fears, but in a totally safe way. But it's absolutely normal. Even taking extremes, the people that were in Auschwitz that survived, they had really peaceful, idyllic dreams while they were there. And once they got liberated, they started having the horrible nightmares of being back there. So when you have the dreams are saying now is the time to deal with the issue you're capable of, because it's over.
Now, there's two dreams that every time you come on, Michael, we get. The first one is I keep having a dream where I'm doing my Leave Insert again and specifically worrying about my German oral. Anything in that?
Yes, yeah. So doing the Leave Insert is another common dream, and it's a good one because we're not allowed to do the Leave Insert until we've done the lessons. We've done 5th year and 6th year. You would never be allowed to skip ahead and do the Leave Insert. So it means that you've already put in all the study, you've put in all the preparation, and your spiritual authority now is saying, look, you're ready to move from one phase of your life into another, so you're going to do something different or look at things differently, but there's going to be something different. Just like the way life changes when we finish the Leave Insert and we get out into the bold world, it's a completely different world for us. So it's saying you now have that opportunity ready for you. So it's just about you letting go of something, or letting go of a fear, or overcoming something very small and doing it. So it's a really good dream. So it says, whatever the things that are going on right now, they can all change because you have changed so much.
Okay. Another one here. I would like to know why I keep dreaming that I have broken teeth. I have this dream quite regularly. That's another common one, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And teeth, animals carry their young around with their teeth. We're animals in the animal world, and the analogy then is that if you lose your teeth, you lose the ability to raise your young. And that's the most common reason for dreaming about broken teeth or losing your teeth. Another reason, so it's a comment on parenting. So if I am afraid that I'm not a good parent, or I don't know how to parent well, and we can have this, the broken teeth might more come when your kids are old enough and leave the nest and maybe go to college or something like that. So it's along those lines. Or menopause, for instance, could have you dream of broken teeth, where you lose the physical ability to have more kids. So it's not necessarily a negative dream. It's usually just about your own stress or fear around the situation. And I meant to say on the other dream about the German oral, the person's what she has to deal with, or he has to deal with, is communication, because it's an oral exam and it's a different language. So it's a language skill. So this person has communication skills. So maybe they're going to do something where they're presenting in front of somebody, but that's the area that they have opportunities to move into, and they will actually be really good at it.
It's interesting, isn't it? And speaking of recurrent, there's one dream, and I would say it's the same for everyone. I have this dream all of the time, if I may ask about my own dream, where I come.
I hope it's a good one.
And I've been working in radio for 5 years, and I've had this dream. I probably have it every few months, where I come back to work after a long period, and I don't know how to work any of the buttons, and I'm staring at everything. I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I end up messing everything and getting fired. I imagine, do people have that a lot in different roles?
Not as much as that, but your occupation is a high pressure job, and everybody is witnessing what you're doing in real time. So it because of that. And the other thing is, because I work with radio a lot, I don't think people realize how much preparation goes into the show that goes on. So you're not just working that amount of hours that people are listening to. So it's going to be along those lines, that there's pressure coming at you because maybe things you want to do in the job, or there's changes you want to make, and you're afraid if I make a mistake, then that's going to get it. So it's only, again, it's a fear, but it's a fear because of something you want to do. But it's common enough to have dreams about issues at work, but going as far as getting fired is not that common. Okay,
right, we'll move on from that. Tara says, recently I had a lot of dreams that involved water. One night I was drowning, and the next I was on a boat in a really bad storm. What does water symbolise?
Water symbolises life, and it can actually indicate spirituality. I mean, life comes from the spirit world, we come from the spirit world. But life also came from the sea, so the water and the sea represent life. And being on a boat in a dream is about your life journey, or your journey across life. And so whatever's happening in it is always important. So the storm means that there's something that's threatening your life right now, and it doesn't mean physically. It's like overwhelming, I'm not sure I'll survive this, but it tends to be in an emotional sense. So something coming at me that is just really strong, and I just wonder, can I deal with it? But if, for instance, we don't have the whole lot of that dream, but if for instance, the dream started off where the boat just pulled away from the dock and headed into a storm, then it's talking about something in the past, because the dock is where ships birth, and that would be about your own birth, as a pun. So it would be saying that you had a difficult start to life, and that's something that you need to deal with. But it's always a good reason for these things. A lot of people think that difficult childhoods are things that give a certain person a disadvantage, but it's absolutely not that. It's like everything is controlled, nothing is missed, and everything is an opportunity to allow us grow and increase our awareness of who we are.
Brenda says, celebrities keep cropping up in my dreams. Last night I was taking a selfie with David Beckham, and I don't even fancy him. I've had a couple of celebrity dreams over the past few months.
Okay, so David Beckham is a footballer, so that's going to be about playing the game of life. The type of celebrity is important, but how you pursue your goals in life, because that's what he does. He's a professional goal scorer. So, but it's a good one. So if you're taking the picture with him, you have to ask yourself, what is it? What are your goals? How are you pursuing them? And play it like a game. Enjoy it. Don't be looking at life and your goals as something that is really formidable that you must achieve. It's something that you're being reminded in your dream you should enjoy. But it could very well be that in her case that there is going to be something that does bring celebrity, but it's not always the case. It's usually just about what it mirrors kind of what's happening in the celebrity that you have, what happens in their life, or the occupation that they have.
Now, Michael, before I let you go, we've two final ones, and they're kind of similar, so I might just try and tie them in together. One comes from a lady who says, I keep having a dream where I'm cheating on my boyfriend. I really don't want to cheat on him, though. Is that very strange? And another one says, hi, Spin, I have had a dream that my boyfriend has been cheating on me, but we have a great relationship. So they're kind of two different sides of the coin. What would you think of that?
I would take in the second one first. The dream that your boyfriend is cheating on you, that's actually a good dream. Not necessarily, it seems like it wouldn't be. We only, when we get into a relationship, we quite often hold ourselves back and we say, okay, I'm going to wait till this person, till I see whether this is a relationship worth committing it to. So when you have dreams where your boyfriend dies or is cheating or things like that, assuming he's not, then it's saying that this is now moved to the stage where you actually care. And you don't want to lose this person, and you want to remain close to them. So it can be a good dream for that reason. And the other one where the person's dreaming like she's cheating, that's completely different, and it's probably not even about the relationship at all. But that would be about getting intimately in touch with your male side. So what we tend to have is characters in our dreams that are very alluring, and we want to get into bed with them or even just be close to them. And so you look at something that is to do with male energy in your life, which is confidence, belief in yourself, feeling worthy of the space you occupy. That's all male energy. So the dream is saying to her, this is something that you need to improve in yourself. And the dream is trying to do that by symbolically getting her in touch with her male side.
All right, Michael. Well, as always, it was very interesting to talk to you. If people want to find out more about you, what is your website and Facebook page as well?
It's dream-analysis.com is the best way to find me, and then there's links to the Facebook page from there. But it's Aisling Dream Interpretation, spelled the Irish way, AISLING. If you look that up, that's my Facebook page, and I post there all the time. All
right, Michael. Thanks so much for chatting with us. You can go back to bed now. All right.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
All right, there you have it. That is Michael Sheridan from Aisling Dream Interpretation.